a heavy approach game. They're just going to straight up brawl with these Glocks. And in turn, they've got a bit of an advantage in that because there's only 2 sets of armor bought up on the CT side. They're playing with 2 kits and 2 smokes on Henny and Phelps both, and then a single smoke and a nade as well as a flash on Lucas.
Yeah, heavy utility approach there from the CTs. Got to be sending 3 players towards the A side of the map. And like you said, terrorists, with not really much to play for in terms of a tactical game. They have got a couple of decoys there, but Phelps opened things up. That's the one player on towards the A side from Twist.
And that single pick with no other presence, they're already rotating bolts back.
Yeah, that's... I'm not really sure what the approach is. If you're going to buy 5 sets of armor, you normally want to work together, get some control B apartments, and just fly in together and hopefully catch CT unaware. But right now they're up against it. 5 on 4. But if you're going back towards middle, the USPs have the advantage here, but luckily for them, no one facing right now.
They've got at least the presence toward Connector now. Pronax, as well as Lekro, who has the bomb. Keep in mind, Schneider's going to open up onto Henny. That brings it back. They've got control of the window, and he's got a second shot. Showtime falls. So both players with armor already down. I take that back. Sorry, Bolt still has it, but now he's gone. So both players with armor are certainly gone at this point. Paup's going to find Lucas, and Time plays well in this one. They lose the first pick, but they do stick together. They do group up, and they just can't win those distant battles with those USBs. So Phelps, 7 HP against 4. Not really much he's going to do. And GODSENT, taking no further chances in this, are going to head that bomb back over toward B.
Well, there it is. Schneider with another epic round there. He gets himself into window, moves to jungle and hits absolutely every headshot there with the Glock and armor. And he saves the round after losing the first player in the form of Twist. So it's 1-0. The first pistol in this series arrives to GODSENT, and it's going to be a force buy coming in from Immortals here. You can see 5-7 and Deagles and some head armor as well. Henny and Lucas not going to be investing so heavily though. So Henny we know to be the AWPer on this map. We'll see what he decides to do going forward. But GODSENT should be able to clean this one up pretty easily. 3 players towards middle. Make it 4, in fact. They're just going to be trying to get that mid-control, but look at their push coming from the CTs. 3 towards short.
And these Deagles again trying to do the work. Bolts couldn't land that first shot from the window, but Lucas is in a better position. Does tag up onto Pronax, down to 10 HP. A reface, both from Cubby. Schneider's able to pick up one with the AK. A little bit further distance for him. He's able to get bolts as well. Nade won't really do much. Already climbed up the ladder. As Phelps. It's on to Henny, alone in the A site. They're going to try and force this position onto Phelps, isolate him. Twist goes relatively low in this exchange, but does manage to win it out with the pistol in the end. And he's got the information, does Henny, from his teammate. The Twist has gone low in that exchange, but he's already made it back outside of the window. So he may not be able to find this kill quite so easily. It should finally go 2-0 to GODSENT.
Yeah.
Although careful that they don't line up. Pronax is low enough that that Deagle might have done some damage. Look how low they all are now. This Deagle still could do some reasonable work, but bomb inside of the B site is going to be planted by Pronax. Force Henny to do the work at this point, and GODSENT no longer needs to chase. They just need to sit back and play angles.
Yeah, there's no reason to hunt him. He hasn't managed to gather a weapon whatsoever, and it's only the terrorists that have something to lose here, especially with that low HP. There it is. Schneider finishes things off. He gets his 3rd kill of the round once again. He was big in the pistol when he steps up in the Antico as well. It's going to be a full USP save here from Immortals. Just managed to get a PT-50, but this should be another round going in favor of GODSENT. We said Mirage is going to be a lot better for them, and this is a very promising start, especially on the T side. Just need to do more of the same this round. They've got 3 MAC-10s to well get farm some cash, take down these unarmored players, and it's going to be similar plays once again. Focus towards middle, Twist holding the flanks and Lekro in towards B storage. First kill comes in as Schneider once again gets the first pick, takes down Showtime. Half shining in as well, and that's round over at this point. 5 on 2. Henny and Bolts remain, don't really have much control of this situation. Henny does find a kill with the USP. So at least that's something. That's $300 saved.
Well, watch this though. Schneider's going to focus onto Henny. Thankfully, Bolts has gone more passive in that window because he might have been able to catch him when he walked up. It does leave Henny a sitting duck, and they'll push around. Lekro already in position. Doesn't matter. Paup's got the shot. Even if he committed to that, Lekro was already going to try and wrap around the corner as he was distracted. 3-0 GODSENT. Great start. Perfect start at that. Henny does go immediately onto the AWP. Manages to get up armor, but that's all. He's got a smoke. I take that back. So he does have a little bit of utility to work with. They've got 5 smokes out. A couple cans of fire. Try and slow down this approach from GODSENT, but they are still using that USP on Phelps, or rather the UMP, excuse me, on Phelps.
And we have got the AWP out on the T side as well. It's going to be Twist with a decent spawn towards middle. We'll be facing towards the window area. Going to be smoked out for now, but you can see Henny. He's checking towards underpass. Got smoke to cover him as well. Fires the first shot, doesn't get anything for it, but falls back towards that connector area. It's going to be a difficult round with the CT, but once again, no kits. Utility starting to dwindle as well, so default from GODSENT could work out pretty well for them here. Twist looking pretty aggressive towards that connector area, looking to get the first pick towards jungle.
Elf has decent position here as well. We saw Henny, still hear Henny, fire off a number of shots. Desperate hopes to try and catch one. We'll just wait back towards CT spawn. The stairwell. Anchor out Palace position as they've pushed Bolts and Phelps through. So mid's gained, connector open, Bolts and Phelps with information that they're not going to be at least on A itself, but what they are doing is coming down Catwalk instead. They've managed to get a trade. Lucas goes down at Showtime that responds. He's done better still because he'll take Schneider. That's the approach. Started off and taken down, but 7 HP. Lecro's able to jump back over, get the site in control. Pelp trying to hold the rotations, but Henny, good shot with the pistol. Leaves them with one to work with. And he'll go back around just to make sure he grabs some utility on this. They don't have a kit, but he's got an additional flash. They've got 3 to work with. But they've got to act quick to try and find Lecro and Twist, who both have decent post-plant positions. But Twist, watch Phelps. He's directly to his left. He's going to flank in from apartments right now. And he's exposed, Phelps. If he gets even a little bit closer, it's Henny instead that finds the kill. And then Phelps walks out to find Lecro instead. But it could have easily gone both ways.
Really solid round there from GODSENT from the initial approach. Yeah, get the mid-control. They're coming towards short. It's a good B split coming in. But the retake, once more from Immortals. They were so good at it on cash. Comes into fruition once more, and they're managing to pick up double orbs here. It comes down to a 2 versus 1 in the end, but that's okay. GODSENT still with a ton of cash. The fact they have double orbs boosts their chances slightly, but Immortals need to be very careful. If they were to drop this round, that would be almost certainly a double eco going forward. This is good play from Showtime here. Managing to get 2 frags against the odds. It's Lecro that finally takes him down from the apartments, but the work had already been done at that point. So 3-1, round number 5. No orb. Picked up the Twister. It could be 5 AKs. I suggest maybe more of a execution-based play here. As we enter maybe an aggressive play here from this season. Again, getting very close towards the A ramp. Phelps baiting in Bolts here.
And they are a lot closer to the setup this time. Phelps still clearing out Palace because they haven't gone there in a number of rounds, so they don't know what to expect in terms of aggression from this CT side. Which means he's slowed in his approach to try and get to a better angle to catch off Phelps. Now he's going to rush because he knows the situation, and Phelps does it himself. 2 quick kills, but they've wrapped around. Schneider comes in from connector, he can't land it. Phelps now knows he has the bomb, and Lucas doesn't need to reface this. Henny with a shot on a Pronax. It leaves them in a good position, Immortals, despite that Palf tried to catch off Phelps. He's gone low, he's on 33, but he's backed so far away from this. He's played this so well. He's called the information that the bomb's there. Lucas gets in a position to anchor on A, and he'll just fall back so that they can't rotate around fast enough and get back over to B, but good shot. Phelps going down does open up the possibility with 48 seconds. And they do still have 1 extra smoke. They've thrown 1 already toward jungle, but an additional one that they could put on the CT stairs to allow the plant to come in safer. Well, got to wait for the one to dissolve in front of them first.
And they've got a smoke available, so the problem is right now it's going to be Showtime towards that jungle area. As soon as he fires off a shot, they'll give away his position, but they still need to make their way to the bomb site here.
Is a good position because where again they want to try and use that smoke likely towards CT. There it is thrown now. Showtime hits the first shot as a result of it. In fact, it was just to cover off the gap. It wasn't even to cover CT spawn itself. It was allow Puff to plant in the smoke. He tries to bait them out on this. And again, Immortals is going to go for this buddy system rotation where it does allow the bomb to potentially go down. Showtime, he did actually hit Puff on the cross. He's looking for the spam. He may not find it in time to drop the bomb, but the AK, it's done the damage. Where's the shot? Still trying to find it, but there it is. Finally, they had to spray him down eventually. They did so much damage to start that off.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all from the CTs. It's an intelligent play to stick together in those 2 versus 1 situations. It means you can bait out shots and work together. Once again, they pick up the double orb situation. So the CTs adjusting their setup slightly there. Aggressive towards the lower round, works out tremendously for them. GODSENT did what they could to fight back into that round, but 2 versus 2 didn't work out. It's Showtime, as we said, from the jungle area. Terrorists are trying to blind face the angles and get taken down. Half couldn't convert the round into a victory. So we're going to round number 6 here. Money still available for GODSENT. It is dwindling though. You can see the twist on the Galil, 4 AKs, and a lack of utility as well. CT is now getting stronger and stronger each round. It's going to be another push in towards underpass from Phelps here. Ooh.
He's quick, but he's loud because Pronax is waiting for this. Oh, but he still hits the shot. That gives him a chance. Good response by Pauf. I thought Pronax surely would have had that lined up.
Yeah, that was his role, just to watch any aggressive play from the CTs, but he got completely wrecked. And it's a 4-on-4 now, so it will be the smoke going towards B. They're going to be acting fast here. And then the bomb side is open, just Lucas towards short at the moment. He's backed up as well by Showtime. He's got the AWP towards the window, but flash for now.
Lecro, good response, finds Lucas, leaves him in the open beforehand to put him on 6 HP. Look at the bomb. It's right now in the hands of Twist at Palace. They've sold this fake entirely, but the problem is he's got no support system. They've got to still confront the counter-terrorist to get back over to him, so even if he goes in for the fast plant, he's got to hold the site himself, and Immortals realizing there's no further aggression on B. Something's up. They have to rotate back over, and this definitely slows down the plan that Twist had.
Oh, I guess the fact he's slowed down so much now and they haven't really pushed towards B, it's going to be sussed out by the CTs. But Lekro is still on the B side towards short. Showtime's waiting for him though. One shot to take him down. And it's going to be Lekro to strike first towards Connector. Takes down Henny. That makes things interesting. Showtime waiting to take the shot, and there it is. He can't hit the bullet. Lekro have a chance to get two here.
He's very smart about it. Good shoulder beak. He knew exactly where he was, and Lekro with two is going to open this round up entirely. GODSENT puts bomb down safely, and Bolts, well, try as he might, nade in, do further damage. He's not going to be able to accomplish a whole lot. Does have a kit to work with. And right now, with them all over toward that connection position, if he can find Pauf in the back of the site, but not even going to check it. I was going to say there might be a chance he pulls back in and at least does further economic damage, but good hold from Pauf and lack of read by Bolts on that one.
Yeah, so after getting those initial picks, it's GODSENT slowing things right down. Twist with the bomb towards Palace. I actually don't mind that at all. The fact he thinks, well, it's too high risk for me right now. Obviously, we've got all the attention towards B, but if there is a chance someone's waiting for me and they get the bomb, that could potentially mean the round's over. So, fallback, guys, it's kind of changed our approach, stick together, and it's actually broken the economy of Immortals as well. Now it's going to be USPs, a couple of Deagles, and we'll be pushing up towards middle as well, but the Terrorists will be waiting for them, throwing out things up, and it's going to be a bloodbath towards middle. Terrorists find three, just two CDs remaining, and that's Henny and Showtime. They are going to be challenging, but this round is over. GODSENT will find their fifth.
Henny in the position. That underpass flashed by Pauf. They know he got down there. It was the one remaining player they couldn't find with that burst down middle that started things off. So GODSENT go to 5 rounds, 5-2. And limited money right now on the Immortals side.
That's a big round for GODSENT to pick up. Another eco coming in, a chance for them to get to 6 rounds here. We can see 5 sevens and 2 smokes arriving for the CTs, but that's pretty much all I have. This will be a nightmare round for GODSENT to throw away, but let's see if we can do anything with these Deagles. This time it's going to be 3 players towards Palace for the Terrorists as well, so Bomb's going to be there, and 2 players towards A ramp as well, sticking together. A couple of flashes go over, stick together, trade frags, wait for the smokes to dissipate first. And it should be quite a simple procedure here, but once again the CT's pretty aggressive towards that A ramp.
That's going to force GODSENT back slightly. They don't want to go down early to these pistols, give anything up. Smart rotation off of the sound they did here at the bottom of that ramp. Schneider just stayed inside of Palace to make sure they don't push this direction, and he might gift himself 2 kills here as he hugs the wall. Unlikely they'll see this, and in fact, there's one go by. Thank you very much. It's only one he's okay. It's only
they
one
all count, Matt. They all count.
Thankfully, it's only one that goes in. He wouldn't have had enough bullets left over for the second player, but does pull it off. And GODSENT intentionally dropped the bomb at Horseshoe so that they can start to evaluate in case there is a stack anywhere else on the map.
Yeah, so very patient and disciplined stuff here from GODSENT. Wasn't the prettiest kill from Schneider, but still, they get the man advantage and established it is an eco. But the B stack coming in from the CDs, they've adjusted their setup. And this could get a little bit interesting, you know. Showtime's going to be baiting him in. If you can do something with the P250, do some damage, could potentially cause a little bit of an upset here, but Brian's allowed that. Lekro gets the first kill. And it's going to be a 5-on-3 now, as the Terrorists will be making their final move towards the B side. There was a backstab coming in from Henny, but I don't really think he can do too much with this.
Bolt's going to wait and try and bait them in, not show himself at all, but it doesn't work out. Lekro's able to find him. Pronax getting Henny. 6-2 now for GODSENT, and money is back up this time, though, for Immortals, and they've got enough of the AWP on Henny. Goes straight to it, full utilities as well. Interestingly, though, they're buying out nades and no kits.
Again, they seem more than happy to go in with no diffuse kits time and time again. Surely just get one to help boost your charge in those clutch situations, but still, maybe there's confidence in their own ability. It's been Henny who's been trying to get rolling with the AWP. It hasn't happened so far in terms of that aggressive dynamic stuff we discussed in the pre-show, but smoked out towards middle for now. It's going to be that same attack towards A3 in Palace, 2 toward the lower ramp, and just trying to surprise the CTs with a couple of flashbangs going over and see if they can break down the setup on the A side.
Phelps waiting on stairwell.
Yeah, but he has an M4. It's difficult to get multiple frags in this situation, especially when that smoke comes out. Takes his vision away. Needs to work very hard to get some kills there.
Thankfully, Twist isn't the one that's going to confront him. He's coming up from the ramp. That smoke doesn't have a gap. Now, Bolts is the one in the driver's seat right now. 2 kills for him in Shadow before they can even get down. Bomb's been dropped inside of the site. They have to commit to this, and Phelps is going to know it. He's got the first on the Lekro. only that, he's using the smoke to his own advantage, and Twist is going to have to get aggressive just to find him. He's not looking that direction yet as they fall back to CT. And they allow a bomb plant with this smoke out, not to be. Showtime sprays it. Good jump up from Twist, but it's 1 versus 2 now. And he has to make a brilliant play. Flash out. He'll give up on the trying to pursue at CT. Go for a quick plant. Thankfully, again, Immortals, they don't like to be aggressive in these situations. Again, with no kits, they're happy to give up. Surprisingly, with no kits, they're happy to give up these plants and play the buddy system.
The problem is, though, Twist has got a really strong plant down. When the CTs are adjusting himself and getting into the buddy system, he's got to lower ramp, he's got vision of the bomb. They don't have a smoke to actually take that advantage away, so they're going to struggle this one. If Twist gets 1 kill and forces some panic with no kit as well, this could actually be very favorable for him.
There's the first tap. Lucas is staying on this. It's a 10-second. He's down to 5 already. Twist is expecting it to be a fake. He's going to pull this off. Lucas is going to get a full 10-second defuse. Twist, he hits the first shot. He finds Lucas in the end, but he's given it up. A full 10-second defuse. And I was about to criticize Immortals. If you're going to play a passive buddy system and allow them to plant so commonly, why not go for the kit? But they managed to make it work anyway.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a misplay by Twist. Obviously, it's quite rare for a CT situation like that to go for a full defuse straight away. You want to make sure you have double the firepower. I guess it's assumed that they would be aware of his position. It doesn't work out. Immortals find their 3rd round. Still, it's a tight situation for them. They're still behind in terms of the economy. No AWP. Just going to be Famises and M4s after Twist losing the round. He did manage to take the last 2 players down. And here we go. Phelps gets all the way to the apartments, and he gets the first kill. Bolt's chiming in as well from Connector. It's a fast A play here from GODSENT, but it's not working out whatsoever. Bolt's just coming to life here, and it's going to be Pronax, the final player. So that's a really strong round considering the bye. Immortals hold on. Good crossfires on the site, and Bolt's certainly the MVP of that round.
So 2 in a row for Immortals. GODSENT had a massive bank built up. It's now dwindling.
Yeah, for sure.
Potential force buy to still come out in the next round, though, because they've got 3 players easily in a position to do so.
They're still behind, though, Immortals. You can see we have 4 AKs and the AWP once more. Still no sniper rifles available for Immortals, and they have a UMP and a FAMAS. So they're going to continue with this probably quite fast play, and there it is. It's Phelps going towards the underpass.
And I'm wondering if that's almost a misread, because they could afford to upgrade on those SMGs, but they stick with them on a potential break, because now this gives GODSENT a chance to come right back into this. And again, with their economy so low, you almost would take the gamble and go for the upgrade to really put the nail in the coffin in terms of how much money GODSENT has. But Immortals, a man down, is going to try and turtle up in this B site. 3 players over here. They leave Henny alone on the A, and it's an AK, not an AWP for him.
Well, if Immortals were to lose this round, it wouldn't be a double eco, it'd just be a solo one, so it's not the end of the world, but still a chance to pull this one back. It's only a 5-on-4 right now. You can see Bolt hunting towards middle C. If anyone's booted up towards that window area, but all 5 players are the terrorist. Towards mid at the moment. It's going to be a dangerous face for Bolt. He spots all of them, manages to get away with it. And now he's to the side. What his next move is going to be here.
Gets back over at least to jungle. Twist is slowly going to make his way in toward that connector. Flash through. AWP close range. Elects not to go for it. Probably wise.
This could be interesting, you know. The bomb's in B apartment right now. Lucas actually in that cheeky little boost position on the side. That's to deny the plan and just to delay the terrorists and make things a little bit more interesting. That's exactly where they'll be going by the looks of things right now, but change their mind. Oh, because it's underpass, right? So that's what the bomb is.
And they've gone all in on this. Henny and Bolt's also rotating. They're guessing with 23 seconds left because they have to hit a site. They haven't seen anything on A. The problem is they're going, and Bolt's, he's going to let them go by, but he lines it up wrong. The patience doesn't pay off. It's 1 kill only. It could have been so much more, and Electro finds Lucas, who tries to get away and get back over toward the A site to help this. So Henny and Showtime. Bolt's was so close to making a play there. And now GODSENT again have the bomb down, good positions, and no kits once more on the Immortals side.
Yeah, very difficult clutch here, but like I said, if they were to lose this round, it is going to be an eco. Pronax all the way in T-spawn for now, but you can see the CTs don't really have anything to work with. They're just trying to get a pick. There's no grenades. I think at this point, save the rifles. Like I said, they're going to be struggling for cash next round, and they could probably do something with these rifles going to the next one, but there it is. GODSENT is sending in Lecros, the bait towards the B side as to hold off any rotations while his teammates weigh their way through connector. And like you said, Bolt's had a real chance to get a big spray down there. Only manages to get one. It's not enough to even give him a chance in this situation. No, I think they've realised they're going to kill me, so they thought before we have an incident on our hands. This is absolutely nice bit of fire. That's fine. I can handle the fire.
The bang's too much for Henry.
Yeah, it's like like dogs when they hear fireworks.
Yeah, my old dog was like that. Fritz was like that. Jaden doesn't care. She's baller.
Okay, I'm very sensitive.
but it is going to be a fast play with the 5 AKs. They force what they can on this CT side, so just enough to squeak out a Mag 7 and a FAMAS onto Phelps. And this force comes around the fact that Henny had an AK held over. Felt smoke out on both Catwalk and the A ramp. Again, they get aggressive with Phelps. It's not bolts that they're going to play off. It's Henny instead that's up on top of the balcony. And again, no AWP for him. He's getting closer. Immortals are getting a little bit impatient almost as they start to shuffle down this A-ramp position. But look at Lecro. He's read the aggression. He knows they like to be aggressive on the CT side. We knew that on Cash, and that's why Showtime was able to pick up those kills. But Pauf now is going to get Phelps out of this. It drops them one. Bolts in the corner. Pronax wants to check this. They've got flashes available to them, but they aren't going to use it. They're just going to find Twist directly. That pulls Henny into an awkward position and allows Schneider the entrance from Palace. It's all on Lucas. That Mag 7 not going to be enough in a 1 versus 5, surely. And he goes down at the hands of Twist. 8-4 now. And with that force, they definitely will be on the save this time.
Oh, absolutely. That's a really nice run there from GODSENT. Working well as a unit. Knowing the money would be low for Immortals. That's the problem when you save 2 weapons. It's quite tempting to force into these rounds. They had shotguns, FAMASes, and AK, and they had to go a little bit more aggressive. Didn't have the utility to hold off a full execution. Pushed into lower ramp, but the terrorists are waiting for them there, and they pick up their 8th round. And it's approaching the A site together, making sure they're hitting every single shot as well. Schneider's in incredible form right now. As we go to round number 13, it is a full eco. Just 4 USPs and a P250 on bolts. This is almost guaranteed round going towards GODSENT. They will hit number 9 here. And this is great news so far. We said going into this one, it's their CT side where they're the most deadly. And so far making a very convincing case for themselves here on the second map of the best of 3.
Twist is good. Oh. Smart. That's actually even better. He spots the elbow. I thought he was just going to go in for it. And as soon as he landed, he might have had problems finding that. Okay, well, second one doesn't make it there. Twist elects to fall back out as he went down to 17 in the confrontation with Phelps. Time does manage to get one as he sneaks down into connector late. They're both busy at that window position, but Pauf turns back to turn that damage away. And Henny and Lucas with just these USPs, long distance plays, both on opposite sites.
Yeah, well, they can even pick up 1 kill. That's about as good as they're going to get, considering they're separated right now. Looks like a B-sided attack, and it's going to be Lucas, USP, and like I said, 1 kill. That would be impressive.
Lucas desperately wants to get the headshot line up.
It's just what are the options right now? Take some shots. That's the chance gone. They know exactly where he is. Reloading at this point does decent damage, but that's about all he'll do. And he now have to rotate in from CD spawn. He's going to be towards that window area. Smoked out as well. Picks up a P250. Just a slight upgrade, I guess. There has been a gun dropped by Schneider, so he's just kind of scanning things out and seeing if that has been left for him to salvage, which it has. That's actually pretty perfect. Terrorist teams, normally in that situation, will
guard the gun.
Or even just hide it, throw it on the wall or something like that. But he's going to be saving it. I think I know where he is as well, and they're going to be ascertaining that he's managed to pick up an AK here. So it's worth the hunt at this point. When you know he's got a rifle, it's worth taking it out of his hand.
He's not going to show any until he has to. That was a snap from Pronax. Looking toward a ramp and manages to cleanly take his head off.
And that AK saved as well would have helped them out tremendously here. Just distribute the wealth a little bit more. You can see they're still struggling. No AWP, that's for sure. And Henny, we said he was very influential on Cash, and so was Showtime. They haven't had much impact right now. Showtime on 5 for 10, Henny on 7 for 10, and try number 14. So they haven't really been setting the scoreboard on fire, but we'll see what they can do with these 5 rifle setup. No kits once again. Limited utility, gonna have to go aggressive. Phelps rattling off shots towards the top middle for the smoke there. Doesn't really get much forward though. Pronax aggressive towards mid. Smoke goes into that window area. Flashes as well towards connector. And he's going to try and get some short control now.
Bounce off that B sign as well on Catwalk. Get that flash a little bit deeper around the corner. Let's Twist get into connector. Smoke behind him as well is going to give him the protection. Not have to worry about a second CT player. And a good pick as a result. They take down Phelps. They've also got ladder room under control now as Pronax has gone that direction through the smokes they deployed on Catwalk. But interestingly enough, look at Showtime, because pushed so far up here and no one coming down Catwalk early. If he can shut this position down inside B apartments, he's got a great chance of spoiling the round, but they send one in early. Lecro gets enough time between him and Pauf that the information's relayed. They take him back with a trade, and that's going to open up B site. Rotation's cut off by Twist. Lucas falls, it's just Henny.
Yeah, it's GODSENT in full control of the money situation right now. They're waiting for the CDs to make these mistakes. They know they're up against the ropes and they need to be pushing for frags here. And they're sorting up, biding their time, making sure they're trading in those situations. And the CDs can't really get rolling here whatsoever. They've only managed to pick up 4 rounds so far, but there's hard resets time and time again. And we're going into round number 15. The money's still limited. They will be getting $2,400, I think. So not going to have much to work with these shotguns, 5.7, maybe a FAMAS here and there. Scouts could work. It's especially strong towards the B side. There it is. Showtime picks one up. Yeah, this is looking very, very good for GODSENT, I have to say. I'm just waiting for the CDs to make the mistake at this point, holding the key angles, get some mid-control as well, force them into unfavorable situations, almost funneling them into B apartments there. There we go. Last round in the first half.
Pick by Phelps to find 2, finally. Immortals getting something rolling, but it is the last round of the first half, so it's going to go potentially to 10-5 down to just Phelps remaining, and he's taken out by Henny finally. A convincing round, but unorthodox one as Immortals get fast and aggressive that time. Swap over though, GODSENT going on to the CT side. We talked about how good they are and how aggressive they can be.
Yeah, but that 5th round, that makes things a little bit more comfortable for Immortals. That was pretty impressive. They had pretty much to work with there. FAMAS, scouts, shotguns is pushing towards middle and find all 5 frags in about 10 seconds there, so lovely work. And if they win the pistol, they are back into this. No doubt about that, but you're absolutely right. GODSENT on the CT side, that's where we really think they have the upper hand. Very good at reading the game, especially if they get some money under their belt and can be aggressive and look for those first picks. Watch out for the AWPs. The second map of the best of 3. It will be trained to decide things, which is another map where GODSENT feel very comfortable. A lot of people predicted GODSENT 2-1. I think Cash was always going to be going in favor of Immortals. Let's see what kind of buy comes in. We are into the pistol round. GODSENT went with 5 pieces of armor on their T-side pistol. Worked out for them. It's going to be a much different approach here from Immortals. 3 smokes. 4 flashbangs, decoys, HEs. This is going to be a full-on AXQ, you know. Smoke on the site, everyone towards spawn, jungle, steps. Just try and get as much coverage as you possibly can. It's not even be a default to start. They're straight into this one, trying to get the plan. But look at the setup in the CTs. 4 towards B. And that's going to be 1 player. That's going to be Schneider trying to hold this one off.
At least stayed efficient about it. Falls back further and further. Goes for fadeaway shots inside of the flash, but that's going to put him all the way back around the corner. And Phelps, he tries to pursue it, but Lekro's also there rotating back from B. So now they can work together. Not only that, look at Powell. He's all the way back toward T-spawn. He's going for a full flank on this. Schneider's going to re-enter, flash over, gets caught by it, but continues to fire. It goes 1-1, and the fact that Bolts picks up a kill but goes down the same said for Lucas. And they're putting their attention on Pronax. Pelf's gone through Palace instead. He wants to try and cut them off from above. As the smoke's down, Showtime again is going to play on top of it. This is the same thing exactly that they did on Cash. And try and go for the pre-knife. Knife's out. If they go for the ninja, he's already swinging. He's on it now. Let's see if it works twice. And it does. Showtime's read it. And he's so good at reading this too for Showtime in the smoke. That is the counter of the pistol, apparently, as Immortals is going to win the round on the back of it. It's clever, I have to say.
That's so sick. He gets so much cash as well from that one. It is a really good counter at that point, especially when they only have pistols, right? We discussed it before. If they had rifles and they can spray and put the bomb in their finger, that's something, right? But getting into that smoke, just swinging wildly, that completely locks them down. It looked like a really promising situation for GODSENT as well. They had Palf coming in with the backstab and CT's coming in with that full defuse. A ton of money gathered, and Immortals take the pistol here on the second half. Very entertaining stuff. Pistols have been purchased for GODSENT, but not really forcing into the second round. No armor picked up for them, and I think the advantage they have, that's the right move at this point. They want to make sure they have the AWP, they have those grenades to work with. And it should be a pretty simple procedure here for the Brazilians, but still, Desert Eagles and Mirage especially can do a lot of work. It's Twist, and now Schneider's gone down to very low HP as well. 1, just to keep Schneider alive there.
And 3 for Twist, not much better. Girl with the Deagle. Didn't quite spot Showtime wrapping back around from those stairs at underpass. 5 players still up on the Brazilian side. 5 players inside mid for the Brazilians. Showtime does go back and catch out Schneider because he hears him coming, but Pauf does get 1 kill finally working in their favor. It is Henny to go down, so no kills. I take that back. He did get 1 kill with that SMG, so an extra $600, but it's going to be the armor lost. Again, you were talking about trying to get up an AWP.
Yeah.
But that's going to hurt a little bit because he's left with 700 and has to rebuy. potentially get dropped over, but the armor at least.
Oh yeah, luckily Showtime's got 2,600 residual cash. So he can help out, that's for sure. But Necro, that's a nice shot on the Desert Eagle. Still could do more of this as well. Goes down to 26 HP, but trying to reposition himself. Bolts finally takes him down. It's just going to be Pal remaining with the MP7 in hand, and that's going to be the round over at this point. There's see Phelps congratulating him on that shot. GODSENT, this one's going to slip away from them. Palf just on the exits right now. If he can pick up an AK and upgrade his MP7, that'd be great, but he's not going to be going for anything more than that.
I mean, even still, just to hold on to the MP7 is better than nothing because they're going to have to save the next round.
Of course, yeah.
So you're right, it would be great, but need not be too greedy in this because...
Yeah, but right now he could drop that 5-7 to a teammate next round. He has the MP7 himself, so yeah, staying alive, I think that's probably the right call. This is, what's he trying to achieve from this?
45 HP, 11, don't peek again, he's got to go. He's got to get out.
The idea is, I guess, to try and take some of the terrorists down with the bomb, but he's not going to do enough damage to try and make that a possibility. 11 HP. Oh, yeah, the problem with Mirage, the bomb radius is pretty large, and he takes 1 point of damage there, but manages to stay alive. So then round number 18, like we said, Schneider will be on taking the MP7, got the 5-7 over as well. Scoreline 10-7, Immortals clawing back into this one, surely another round going in their favour. Gun rounds, that's when things start getting interesting, that's when we'll see those great calls coming in from the CTs.
2 jump out the window, they're going to try and fast rush onto Showtime, flash over from B as well to help make that happen. He's got to fall away. Quickly overwhelmed, so they have managed to push them back out of the B apartments. Gives a bit of information to them, but having committed to that position, they can't really compensate by getting back over toward A, and Immortals instead are going to try and take over middle. Helps with the AK. He's above the smoke on the railing. Ladder room is occupied right now. It's Pronax that's waiting within. With the angle, unorthodox, never going to be checked by Lekro. Does manage to pick up the shot. Pronax is hoping he's going to jump toward that window eventually, and Phelps is going to find one more. Now he'll wrap around, and Pronax comes out. Ooh, almost walked in to give him a free headshot, but found it and turned the other way. It's Twist as well with a kill, means that they've picked up an AK on a Pronax. Yeah. They've got this down to 3 versus 3. Pau falling as well. Showtime leaving Pronax as the last alive, and that AK, well, they know exactly where he is. It might be valuable in trying to boost things moving forward. Bomb's still not planted, though, and he's got one more kill, so he's got a chance in this.
Good movement so far from Pronax. Great awareness as well. Takes down Showtime towards that connector area as well with the bomb down. Obviously has no kit. He can just keep the AK. That would be fantastic. But Lucas, he's got other ideas. Punishes him. Headshot comes through. And it's going to be round number 19. This is where things get interesting though. It's going to be Twist on the AWP. We've talked about the inconsistencies with this before, and it's Twist who seems to be confident with the AWP today. Let's see whether he decides to take anything aggressive. Whether the team in general. That's very strong strength to their bow. Going in, finding those first picks and locking down any set pieces or defaults the terrorists have in mind. It looks like it's going to be Pronax. Yep, faster middle. Does manage to pull back to connect to the RC, got fully flashed.
Made back the other way. Doesn't do as much damage as Phelps received. Twist gets Lucas to start it off, and Pau spraying down Showtime. Finds another one over toward Tetris. Gets aggressive inside of the site, so with the man advantage, the 2-man advantage, he doesn't need to stay behind that smoke and stay passive. He can take the fight, and that is exactly why. Trades onto Bolts. It's tagged down, and Phelps manages one more kill, but it's closed out by GODSENT. They find themselves round 11. And thankfully so after losing the pistol, because it starts to get a little closer at that point. If it goes 5 straight rounds especially, it gets very, very close.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty standard procedure for a first gun run there, especially when you know the CDs maybe lacking incendiaries or AWPs, so you go for the simple play and try and stick together, work those headshots, but it's GODSENT locking it down. Powerful especially, great movement there. This holding towards CD spawn, hitting every single shot, great spray downs. And we go into round number 20. It's going to be AKs once again, but it's just fast through the smoke from Henny. Takes down Pronax. Twist is still there, but he's getting burned alive with a Molotov. He's going to have to smoke himself out here. Schneider trying to react, rattling off shots through the smoke, but can't really land much. And now it's his full mid-control granted towards the terrorists to this point, to the CTs to react and try and find something out of this.
Twist AWP inside of A, just watching the close angle at the bottom of middle because they haven't had anyone inside a connector to deny Phelps out that stairwell. So he's up close. He can be a bit of a pest right now. They have to give that some attention. And with Bolts inside of Palace, I wouldn't be surprised if they start to rotate back through T-spawn and go for a traditional A take with just Phelps to hold off that connection point. As I say that, they prove me a fool and go toward B instead. Why not? Nice pick from Twist.
Yeah, that's really nice. He needed to do something there. It's aggressive, high risk maneuver, but it works out. 4-on-4 now. Looks like it will be a B-side attack from Immortals. One player all the way back to T-spawn as well. That's Bolt, so they need to act fast here. Necro, can he do anything with this?
He's got one down already. They do get the immediate trade, though. That's going to allow them in the site with a late rotation coming through. It's going to be 2 coming from the checker room and Twist onto Catwalk. Still considering that there might be one lurking late on A, but it's not. It is still 3 versus 3. And Kits this time, GODSENT, unlike Immortals, have one on all 3 players. Schneider knows he's in behind the bench. Molotov goes out. That's going to force his hand, force him out of position. Lucas, though, still managing a kill on the Palf, and it's all down to Twist. He's got to bail. He's got to get out 1 versus 3 AWP. There's no way back in, so it's going to be Immortals. After losing the first gun round, getting back into this one, that resets the cash for GODSENT.
It was a huge round for both teams there, just in terms of the economy game. And the fact that Twist stays in AWP, that's actually the best they could have hoped for in that situation. It comes down to the 3-on-1. He could have gone for it, could have tried to dent their economy even further and trying to get some exits here, but keep the AWP alive. And it's one of those weapons, especially on a map like Mirage. If he goes towards B Apartments or Palace, gets the first pick, starts funneling towards the stack of his teammates with the pistols, really could have some impact here. So the round definitely not concluded. They will be pretty much eco across the board. They were to force into this one. Oh, they are. They're going for it, you know. Okay. They're all in. GODSENT won this. Schneider's the one to make the first move with the buy. And it's going to be 1 M4, a UMP, and 2 pistols. See how this one works out for them. 4 players towards A. So, yeah, here we go. So they need to do something. It's going to be 2 players aggressive towards Palace.
And it's Bolts that's going to be the one in here to receive this.
Okay.
And it's not received well as Pronax hits the headshot 5-7. That's a gun grabbed as well. So now they've upgraded Pronax onto a Galil. 1 more in the arsenal, and it slowed things down considerably for Immortals. And on that pick, they don't overcommit. They don't rotate back through T-spawn. Even though it is open, they go back to the sites. They play this smart, GODSENT, disciplined Counter-Strike.
Yeah, well, they've managed to pick up another rifle here. It's only Galil, but that's certainly stronger than the 5-7. Man advantage obtained for the CTs. They still have a couple of smokes here. 1 kit as well, so with Twist on the AWP, they have a real chance of taking this one.
To Catwalk, watch this counter push, though. Pronax is at the corner. They do find him. Schneider's here as well. He may get away with it because they don't consider his position. That allows 2. Twist! He'll hit Lucas. Surprisingly, it doesn't continue through and actually hit his teammate as well, but Showtime's found 2 kills quickly on the B site. Problem is the bomb down on Catwalk. He has to go toward it. He's only got 4 HP to do so. Twist is going to hold the long angle, so that smoke is massive right now for Showtime because it gets him in a position. And look how aggressive he's going to be. That's desperate to try and make the play.
Round is picked up all from that stage AWP. We knew it could be problematic for the terrorists there. And now, the financial problems coming to their side. It's 12-9 now. They do have around 3k average. They could force this if they wanted to, but what a great play there from Schneider after his teammate drops the short. He's there to back him up straight away. Twist chimes in with the AWP shot from Connector, and it is a force buy from Immortals. They want to do exactly what they just received. Back to see the CTs. Showtime, the only one with a rifle, though. They haven't got an AWP to play with. Tech 9s. And these kind of rounds, you want to be doing set pieces. You want to be getting smokes all over the place and running through them, trying to surprise any CTs and maybe waiting on the other side. Big round here, once again. No one wanted to relent on the economy.
Absolutely not. We talk about this back and forth. It does mean that there's a break potential in the next round for the other team, so that's why they go for the force. And again, it's the team with the force that gets first blood. However, it's equalized, and inside the B site, they confront Schneider. He's got 2, bomb down, gets tagged up. That will allow Henny the kill, but Phelps falling, it leaves just Henny. Tech 9 jumping in. Twist is there as well.
Schneider once again, a lot of pressure, but he gets behind the bench area and finds 2 kills and just delays him long enough. No plant managed to be obtained for Immortals there, so it's going to be a full eco here, surely. And it's GODSENT get it within touching distance now of taking this second map. It's 13-9, and they have got money building at least. This round should be a given going towards them, so maybe just a full-on B rush here from Immortals. All 5 players in the apartments right now are just going to be going in and hoping they can get something down here. They've all Glocks in a couple of Deagles, that's about it. Go in, hope for the best. Hopefully surprise one of the CTs, maybe has an AWP or something.
And that flash expires just a little bit too soon. It's actually Schneider with the nade on top of the flames that does the 2 kills. Lecro burns Bolts alive. And Schneider, chance to follow up for 4 kills in the round. He's come alive in the last few, and in fact now leads the way on 25 total.
Yeah, great map for him so far. The CT side showing to be very strong for them in the second half here. That's actually 3 rounds in a row now. Back to the guns for Immortals. 5 AKs, no AWPs once again, but they have got the utility to play with. I assume it'll be more of the same here. Go towards middle. Try and push with that smoke, maybe get aggressive on the window area. Molotov towards Connector for now, but that's where one of the CTs will be waiting. That's going to be Twist with the AWP. Hasn't been forced out of position. Oh, that was an easy shot for him. Actually misses it. And now Schneider spraying off bullets through the smokes and again managed to get the first pick.
Schneider gets around this smoke. Clever play. They thought he'd fallen back. He absolutely had not. And Phelps gets caught in the middle, both he and Lekro. But any good pickup. Miss from Twist is going to allow them a little bit further. He doesn't fully take advantage of it to cross the Tetris. He lets Bolts get the counter pick instead, and Pronax is now the only one in the A site, but the bomb is still down in middle. And Lekro and Schneider know it, so Schneider's going to advance to try and disallow the rotation. And Lekro and Pronax will just sit to watch it. Schneider, good pick. That's going to bring it down to Henny on just 15 HP. 24 HP, excuse me.
Schneider's just an animal right now. So aggressive. Pushing every single angle. Finds his second kill of the round. It's going to be Henny. Bomb out of reach. Trying to get it all potentially there, but it's going to be map point now for the Swedes. 15-9. And no money available for Immortal. I think this may be the round that does it. And you have to say, Schneider's been very influential in the last 3 or 4 rounds. Especially in some very high pressure situations as well. That force buy. And they managed to save the AWP and he comes up massively on short. And to set them up to take the second map here. As we go into it, it's going to be 4 Galils, 1 Tech 9. Pretty much no grenades available. Just 1 smoke after initial flashes are exchanged.
But they do find the first pick as Schneider gets aggressive.
Yeah, he's very confident right now. He wanted to end things right here, right now.
And that's a Galil traded for an AK potentially. Where Schneider's gone down. Bolt's going to go a little bit more passive here as they try and figure out where the next pick comes from on the Immortals side. Pronax playing sandwich as well. We haven't seen anyone there yet this game. We often talk about that it's easy to counter, but often overlooked, especially where no one's been there throughout the course of this game. But it's B right now that's going to be approached, and Lekro, smoke out inside of the apartments is going to buy him a little bit of time, but he's playing a tight angle inside of the site. Which means 2 things, that he doesn't have much room to wiggle once they get in on top of him, but they also have to commit quite far down that corridor. And he thinks he's better off being in the open to catch them on the entry. That only works for 1. Henny in mid, spotted by Twist, is going to give up and fall back just to keep Twist occupied, and he's going to fade away from it. They might just save this early, GODSENT. Pronax is going to go hunting, surprisingly, because Palf and Twist have gone away. I think he just wants to take Henny out of this. Make sure he can't get a gun. He spots him in toward the door.
Should be a guaranteed kill at this point. There it is. Pronax takes him down. But I think that's the right call, Matt, like you said. They've got this game tied up. Just need to finish things off. Don't risk losing all these weaponry you've built out there. You've got the AWP, you've got 2 M4s, have some residual grenades as well. There's no reason to throw those away and trying to finish things too early. I feel like Schneider maybe getting a bit ahead of himself there towards underpass, especially when he knew the terrace would be weakened. Just needed to sit back a little bit there, but you know what, it's fine. He's confident right now, he's hitting everything, so he wanted to take the game into his own hands.
They do stay alive in that checker room due to the high HP. Don't need to face, they already tried, and Twist fired a shot off. Can't afford to drop guns on the Immortals side. Not much money for the 2 players that went down. Thankfully, they can drop them over.
Well then, it's going to be 5 rounds in a row required to close things into overtime and then take the second map for Immortals. I don't see it happening myself, but they have got a decent buy here. 4 AKs, 1 Galil, and they have got the grenades to work with. Same standard they've been running before, smoke towards middle, and also about the connector. The Twist on the AWP. Actually looking towards Palace this time from jungle area.
Schneider rotates back early. That gives up a little bit of room in middle for Henny and Lucas to work with because Twist isn't inside the window early. Phelps is trying to hold that as the nades and smokes will go out into that position. Pronax has a smoke in front of him at the bottom of connector. He's going to try and take advantage of, but a well-timed flash, and he can't fully commit to the peak. If he even hugs that corner right now, chance he finds Lucas waiting for it, and he tries it. Instead, Lucas gets the shot the other way. Twist, though, brings the AWP back in. He's waiting for Phelps to try and show himself.
I think he saw the barrel of his weapon as well there.
Double stack bait over on B side as well, and right now Showtime's looking down that corridor. It's Twist to find 1 onto Phelps, and Showtime's going to back away on that. It could have been his demise if not, because Schneider and Lekro had a good setup waiting for him. GODSENT start to dictate the pace a little bit off that last pick.
Well, the terrorists now don't have smokes to work with. Looks like they will be favoring towards the A side, so 2 players coming in from connector. That's Lucas and Showtime. Henny and Bolts will just be walking up the A ramp. They've got flashbangs. That's all they can really hope for. But Palf is so strong in that CD spawn position. Seems to be good for 1 or 2 kills every single time. He'll be sent in this one. This will be the last move from Immortals. 30 seconds remaining. Lekro could have good vision for his short as well.
He's got Tetris. Henny continuing forward with that bomb. Pauf is waiting though. No smoke out towards CT. Pauf has a chance to walk out and try and deny this. Bomb's not going for the default just yet. It has to commit soon. 12 seconds. The flash will allow it. Pauf can't peek, and Boltz takes down Twist, so the chance to deny is denied by a flash itself, and a second one means Pauf still can't get in a position to go for the peek. Lucas waiting in jungle, but it's Boltz instead that finds Lekro. And it may be back-to-back rounds here for Immortals. They try to get back in. It's just on Pauf. He's committed as well.
Yeah, he's going to have to go for this one. He has got the kit, and he's just trying to sneak his way into the side, but it's not going to be enough there. So what looked like an unlikely scenario for the Immortals there. Didn't have any smokes or real grenades to work with there. Walking to the side and just land every single headshot there. Pauf couldn't do anything from CT spawn. Doesn't find a single kill. 4 now. That's what was required to get us to overtime. And they have broken the economy somewhat of the CT. You can see Twist and Pronax still have around 5k, but teammates not so strong. So once again, they still got this buffer of rounds. Don't need to keep forcing into these situations. Just hold up and wait to do things properly. Going to push it towards middle this time. Twist. A lot of damage on those grenades, but it's Lucas to draw first blood there. AK headshots. Taking down Twist. 5 and 4. And they're going to work out his Sanika now. So now they need to slow things right down. Boltz is challenging from the A ramp, but no one needs to be dropped here. Just hold up, wait for the next player. Base from the CTs, and here it comes from Lekro. Smoked out for now. This should be almost guaranteed with Terrors now. Just play as a standard, work the picks, and let's show time in the second. Boltz get the third.
I couldn't land that headshot, even though it seemed all but done when Boltz did appear. Lekro 1 versus 5. Showtime low, but not going to find him. He'll just sit back. Good shot on Boltz. He may now get showtime. And Henny, who's also low, but Phelps takes him down in the end. It's now 12 rounds for Immortals, but the save again. Pronax just playing out this long game. They're going to have money on the GODSENT side, including that for an AWP onto Twist.
Yep. With
full utility. 2 kits. Twist and Pronax, the ones holding onto those.
Well then, we go into round number 28. Money has been stabilized for the CTs. They have got the AWP back on towards Twist. A couple of kits there. And some decent utility as well. Let's see what they decide to do. Whether there's anything different, I think it's just going to be a standard CT round. It's going to be Lekro holding B once again. Schneider towards short, and Immortals working out their options. There it is. Twist denies in that first kill. Phelps drops to the hand of the AWP. And now it's going to be the man advantage. And one step closer to taking his second map.
Schneider waiting in top of the ladder just for aggression on that catwalk position. They're not showing early. They're waiting for Immortals to commit. This setup right now, this passive setup over on that B side is reminiscent of Ty Lue's style, where they force you into a site and then try and slaughter you when you arrive. But meanwhile on A, it's Pauf this time at Sandwich. Pronax playing reverse firebox to try and catch them off on the entrance to A. And he's playing it far enough back. He's not hugging the box that he won't be spotted from connector, which is wise because they've given up middle, which does mean that's a possibility right now for the approach of Immortals.
Yeah, the idea is Pronax take all the aggro and try and stay alive as long as possible and hopefully take away the attention from Pauf here. It will be an A-sided attack. AWP in the hands of Henny. He can find his first kill to Pronax. There's a real chance here for the Terrorist still. Senderi will force Boltz out, and who's going to get the first pick?
So close. Pronax does have the lineup toward Tetris. Misses that first shot that takes him down. Now they've got the chance to look toward Pauf, but he's going to take matters to his own hands. Only for one. Henny's there with the AWP. Now Schneider late to connector on the rotation is going to catch off Lucas. 1 minute advantage, no bomb down. 25 seconds, but Boltz makes a play. 13 HP, last alive, and Schneider's going to close it. He was hot in the second half, and he'll finish with 29, 16 to 12 for GODSENT.
Yeah, we said Mirage was going to be a much stronger affair there for GODSENT, and I think that's evident. They looked fantastic in the first half. It took a lot of rounds there, and it never really got rolling for the Immortals. Towards the end, it seemed like they had a chance, but it was just GODSENT wanting to finish things off properly. They didn't want to keep force behind in certain situations. Schneider playing out of his mind. Almost finishing, was it 30 frags towards the end?
29, I think, 29 was the final total on that last round with that last kill, but Train is next. Coming into that, how do we fancy Immortals going into it? I'm not convinced. I know GODSENT felt confident about it. RDL outside said, how do we get Train as well?
Yeah, that's what they were hoping for. They said, well, Train, that's where we're going to finish things off. I think everyone thought Mirage is going in their favor. Train's a little bit of an unknown quantity. It's one of those maps where Henny can go absolutely wild on as well, but I'm still feeling GODSENT. I think I would have always predicted 2-1 going in their favor here. So that's going to be an exciting way to finish things off, and that could have gone either way towards the end. There was some really big rounds from Schneider there, and huge advantages for Immortals thrown away in some clutch situations.
Well, before I went on vacation, I did delete the app on my phone that helped me score the most, but I still keep track of Counter-Strike, and you can too. Download the Score Esports app on iOS or the Android Play Store, Google Play Store. We'll be right back. Map 3 to decide who moves into the Grand Finals. The Swedes still have a chance at home. And don't forget, NIP Astralis comes up immediately after. We'll be right back.